So this is how bad things have gotten in the Canadian justice system right now. We have the Crown attempting to give a light sentence to a child murderer, and the CBC is then going to gaslight you about the Edmonton police being the bad guys for saying that the judge is out of order. That's where we are. A child murderer should have a lighter sentence, according to the CBC, because we, God forbid, have the police saying child murderers should be charged with murder. That is literally what is happening right here. Okay, so let's look at this article by Global News, September 9th. Miscarriage of justice. Edmonton police object to manslaughter plea in girl's death. The Edmonton police are in an unprecedented move, slamming the Crown for accepting a lesser plea in the case of an 8-year-old girl who was killed 2 years ago, resulting in first-degree murder charges at the time. The Edmonton Police Service said that for the first time in its history, it has sent a letter to Alberta Justice requesting a review of a decision by the Alberta Crown Prosecution Service to accept a manslaughter plea for the horrific murder of a child. I don't know about you, but I don't think child murderers should have any place in our society. They should face the death sentence or they should spend the rest of their life behind bars. In no scenario should a lesser sentence be sought for a child murderer. And then CBC would like you to know that legal groups take issue with the Edmonton police calling for an intervention in a plea agreement because lawyers who spoke to CBC News said it's an unprecedented step that risks undermining trust in the justice system. What could undermine trust in the justice system more than the police calling out a judge? Could it perhaps be that judge not wanting to send a child murderer to jail for the maximum amount of time? I'd actually prefer police voicing their opinions about this thing than a child murderer back on the streets. But I guess CBC doesn't see it like that. They've certainly put a lot into this article that would say, letting you know that the police are really doing the wrong thing. You know, what's really concerning and different about this situation is bringing that disagreement into the public eye like this. One of the people said that they've quoted in the article. They said it's understandable for people to express their views and emotions on tragic cases like this one, but the courts are set up with clear checks and balances for a reason. If those checks and balances want you to go light on a child murderer, they don't work. They shouldn't belong in the justice system. That's not justice. You know, what is this the whole system is about justice. How do you define justice as letting a child murderer get off on a lighter sentence? And so they end this article in the CBC with, the justice system overall needs to have integrity, and it needs to be respected by the public. You don't say. I agree. And when that trust and respect is eroded, I think it can lead to some really negative outcomes. So that's maybe the concern I have in this case. It's like they're so close to understanding the problem. The problem is the judges are doing insane things, and when the public hears about them, they go, hey, that's insane. You shouldn't go light on child murderers. So that is what's undermining trust in the justice system. And then when we point that out, they go, wow, oh, you can't call us out. That's undermining trust. It's supposed to be separate. Well, if the justice system is letting child murderers off, they're not doing their job. So they do need to be called out. This is completely backwards and insane. We have rising crime, as I talked about in my last video, and now we have criminals not even serving full sentences for their crime. So what do we have? More criminals back out onto the streets more quickly, committing more crimes, essentially holding the rest of us hostage. CBC acknowledges the problem. This is an article from 3 years ago. Prolific offenders are committing an outsized amount of crime in BC. What can be done to solve the problem? Well, experts suggest handing out longer jail sentences. You don't say. That's a revolutionary idea. Maybe if we kept the criminals in jail, they couldn't commit crimes because they would be in jail. This is not good. We've also got this Montreal man attacked a Jewish father in a park. Not criminally responsible. I guess he had something going on in his head, you know. I mean, you certainly do have something going on in your head if you're attacking fathers for no reason in a park in front of their children. But I guess, you know, we can't be holding criminals responsible for their actions anymore. What kind of society would that be? This is not good, and it's only going to get worse, and the trust in the justice system is only going to be further eroded and undermined if the public is not seeing justice being done, which in this case, they're certainly not. I don't even think this threat is required. Like, there isn't anything else we need to know. What other details could be released that would make anyone say, oh, well, I did think the child murderer should have been let off easy, but now that I know this extra detail, well, I've changed my tune. No, I think the 8-year-old girl being murdered is enough.